I'm so excited to share my Grunt If You Understand vocabulary terminology series. Remember, these ideas are going to be comical, they're going to be playful, often absurd, and definitely fun, which is what makes them so memorable. Before we get started, a quick reminder that the Grunt If You Understand method of ballet training goes well beyond the vocabulary and terminology of dance. It's going to help dancers understand all of the mechanics of ballet technique, from the smallest details to the big picture. So you can find out more about that full program at gruntifyouunderstand.com. So let's get right into the Grunt If You Understand vocabulary terminology series. So what do trampolines have to do with ballet? So what do trampolines have to do with ballet? If you watched the last video in our terminology series, we covered elevate. And elevate's visualization was an elevator because the elevator just simply rises up without that plie that we're going to need for this releve. So again, as we discussed in the elevate video, elevate and releve in the French language are simply synonyms. They both mean to go up, to rise, to elevate. So I use the definition elevate for eleve because elevators only go up. They don't jar down before you go up. But I use the term rise for releve simply because they both start with an R. So I'm helping the students with definitions that will click in their head. Elevate, elevate, releve, rise. And when you rise off of your releve, you need to go down first in that plie to releve. So you're going to explain the visualization of a trampoline. If you are going to get some airtime on your trampoline, you need to go down first. You need to bend those knees and push off of those springs and toss yourself into the air on that trampoline. So if we're going to rise in our releve, we're going to need to plie to rise. So releve to rise, using your plie off that trampoline to push you into the air and come back down. So now you've got both elevate and releve. Let's say you finished a combination and you want the students to go into their balance today, and you gave them the instructions that we are going to elevate at the end of this combination and balance arms first. You will say, and let us elevate up the elevator, and they'll simply rise to floor 7 and take their balance. Or if the instruction for the combination was releve, you'll remind them, what does releve mean? It means to rise, and they're to visualize the trampoline. So we are going to go push down on that trampoline to spring and rise into the air, executing our releve. So teach your students releve to rise off of that trampoline using the motion down to go up.
Grunt if you understand.
Thank you for joining me for Grunt If You Understand's vocabulary and terminology series. I hope you'll check back as the library of visualizations expands.